pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Did you gentlemen have a chance to read the minutes?
Yes. Do and I make a motion to accept them as presented.
No, I second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the minutes. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
There we go. Oh, okay. What you got?
I need to close the recorder's office next Wednesday on the 19th.
Okay.
We have training for CSI, who is our software company, and I'm gonna take Rachel with me because we need that training when they do the other.
Now, will it still be like open to like the local when they can come? Do you still do that?
Yeah, I can set that up.
And
with
I know
the
Diane
assessor.
sometimes runs across.
I can set that up with the assessor, but as far as being open regularly.
Right, right.
So
I
just
understand.
wanted to make sure that you all approve.
I understand.
I approve.
Yep.
Thanks for coming. That was quick.
That's all of that.
I better.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you did.
Do you want to do the bids for that house?
Sure.
And Mr. Matthews, you said this was for the place on 27?
Correct, that's the
Okay.
trailer, there's a deck on it, there's a carport, there's a van there, there's a fence all around it, we need to cap the septic. I don't wanna tear the septic out because, you know, it may be reusable.
I got mine from Wade and Paula Simpson. It is for $15,000.
I have one for a clear path excavating for $13,000.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Wade and Paul who?
Simpson.
15,000.
Yeah.
I've got one from Rickard, for
Wicker.
Rickard for, 16,500.
Wicker Construction.
Rickard Construction.
That's not exactly correct. If you look, I highlighted the one he bid, he sent me a bid for two things.
Okay, yeah.
So it's
I
the
thought-
highlighted one is for the 27
Okay, so
south.
actually you have a bid for this.
Okay, 9,000,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
$500.
Right, that's the one that doesn't actually break down what he
Yeah,
bid.
I gotta bring him up, forget
I have one from Clear Path Excavating LLC for $13,700.
And that one's the one that actually breaks down what they're gonna do. The Wicker one does not.
Okay.
Question, Jeff, in your,
This one doesn't break it down and it's the most. So,
question in your, request for bids, did you request insurance specifications?
Yeah, the two that you two have are the only ones that have that.
Okay, these two bids have
They
that.
both have that.
Have met that.
Correct.
yeah, clear path does. You got it. Let me see it.
Yeah, but see, the bottom part, 7,000 is 15.
That's a different property.
Yeah, that's a different property.
Okay.
That's been resolved.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Jeff, because there's north of $4,000 difference, which is a lot of money. Do you think it would pay to revisit with Mr. Wicker and request a detailed summary of his?
I don't know the answer to that.
I mean, he knows, he's obviously saw it, right? The van and everything.
He has. I will tell you that regardless of which one of those you pick, they're gonna clean it up to my satisfaction.
That's what I'm getting at. I'm just trying to make it easier for yourself, not have
Sure.
to argue to your satisfaction.
Well, I don't see that happening. I mean, these guys are all, both those guys are okay.
Yeah.
The Wicker, good, yeah.
I make a motion, we accept the bid from Wicker Excavating.
I'll second.
All right, got a motion and a second for Wicker Excavating to clean up on, you want the address?
Yes, 27.
1150 South,
Yes.
US 27. The amount, you already got that, $9,500. All right, all those in favor of having Mr. Wicker clean that up, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3-0. All right.
I will take those back if you don't mind. I'm gonna
Okay.
keep those
You
in
need
a file.
copy?
Looky there.
No.
Oh, you're remodel or what?
Yeah.
Oh, not
You wanna come over and sit on my knee?
Yeah.
Mr. Van Winkle, you're into that. Thank you. All right. What else you got?
Sounds good.
Put them kids on.
Sounds good.
Jeff, you have anything?
No, the farm bid.
Yes,
Oh.
okay.
Hang on.
We have an issue with our local newspaper. Upon our request to run ads for us to entertain bids on the Union County agriculture farm, they did not do so. Therefore, the ads have not been ran. Therefore, we can't meet our date to let the bid out as we had hoped originally. I think there's a need to change the date on the bid. I don't see any way out of it.
All right, what was our original date?
I don't know, first meeting in December.
21st.
First meeting, was it the last, okay, so
So
it
it's
was
21st of November.
21st of November. There's no way to advertise properly and still make that decision on the 21st of November.
So you wanna move to the 5th or the 19th? What's your thoughts?
Next week, next Tuesday is the,
We got 3 weeks.
Next Tuesday is Veterans
you
Day.
got 3 weeks, so we can run it 2. I think 3 weeks is sufficient.
December 5th.
So December 5th is what will be when we open the bids, so you'll have to change
Have to
that.
change everything.
Yeah,
That's
change
the
the
week.
mock-up.
All I gotta do is change the date on the
So you're gonna resubmit to the paper, I'm gonna make a phone call.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna call them with the new dates, I'm not gonna, that's your baby. I'm gonna call them and voice my opinion as to why they relax in their business.
Okay. That it? Or is that right?
Or is that good?
Jeff, you started.
It's all right.
What do you
We'll take it on. We got 13 up there right now. I've been in contact with Wayne County Sheriff's Office, since, with our budget cuts and some negotiation with council and things like that. We did not request a new vehicle for 2026. And, we can get by on that. However, 3 of the pool vehicles I've got up there now, or all 3 of them, have more than 150,000 miles on them. So I talked to Sheriff Redder, and they got some new Tahoes, and I asked him what they'd done with the Chargers, and he said, well, they kept 5 or 6 of them for pool cars and transport vehicles, and I asked him if one would be for sale. And, he said he would check with his commissioners, and he called me back later on, he said that, since we're so close and sometimes we use them and they use us for mutual aid, he said they're just gonna donate one to us. So that's great.
Yeah.
They've already stripped it, that's the problem, and I've talked to Corey Blunt, he said bring it out to them, they'll try to get everything.
Don't we have one that we're gonna get rid of or something?
We've got a Crown Vic we're gonna get rid of, and it's got almost 200,000 miles on it. So, I think you guys gave me permission to put it up at auction once all this other stuff transpired.
Yes.
So, and I talked to a commissioner, I think it was yesterday or the day before, the day before, and he said they were gonna have a meeting that day and he's gonna find out where it was. All it is just the legal formalities,
Right.
transferring some paperwork.
And I haven't heard back from, Commissioner Plaster.
Okay.
I tagged you on that email
Yeah.
Just make sure there's nothing they need.
Right.
I don't think there's anything they need on our end. I think
No,
it's
they just said they
on
just
their
need to
end.
sign the title over and,
Right.
matter of fact, Sheriff Redder asked why I hadn't been up there to pick it up. But I said, well, I didn't wanna jump the gun or make you think I was being overbearing.
That's very nice of them,
Oh, yeah,
very nice of them.
yeah. I told him I couldn't thank him enough.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking, is there anybody worse off than us that could use a 200,000 mile Crown Vic?
Believe it or not, there are. Yeah. I've been hearing horror stories all over the place.
All right, well, thank you. Is that all you had?
That's it, yeah.
You wanna mention it?
Yeah.
Proceed.
So, Dana Rish with the Parks Board is sick. She was gonna be here, but sent an email this morning about some things that are going on at the park. Their septic system is going bad and has failed, and it's cheaper to hook into the septic system than put in a whole new septic, or hook into the sewer system than to do a whole new septic system. They received a quote from Mason Wicker for $18,500 and are still waiting to hear from Bertco and Tom Wildman. But Wildman said he's too busy. Still in the process of the driveway update. Union County Soil and Water wants to purchase a no-till drill for people to be able to rent out and would like to house it at the county garage with your permission.
That's a Jeff Bowers question. I don't know what room they've got out there.
Yeah, I don't either. And I mean, really, there's, without another bid, there's nothing we need to do at this point, I'd say. I mean, I'll email or text her afterwards and say, come back when you got the other bids.
And inquire if this is a budgeted expense or whatever. If not, there's no need.
And you said that wasn't in the, nothing,
No.
like a sewer system? No, okay. Okay.
I'm just gonna put the minutes that she sent an email.
Yeah, and then we'll discuss this septic sewer system when she can make it to a meeting and have more bids. And then we'll need Bowers to see if he's got room to do a no-till drill storage. Okay. The clock. I noticed once that the automatic thing did fix it, but it's off by 6 minutes. I wanted to see, get your guys' permission to call the clock guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be a charge with it, but, it's off and I can't fix it, cause if I set it back manually, the chimes will still ring at the wrong time.
I would get it done.
Okay, alright,
I think this is new business now.
sure.
Like it's not.
Correct.
Functioning correctly.
Now we're clock not correct.
Fix the clock.
Tim will call, trying to remember that guy's name. I think it's Smith. Do you remember you paid bills?
Something fell
I think so.
or something, yeah.
While we're on new business, were we gonna get an elevator or something done to the elevator?
They haven't given me a bid yet.
And that may be like the Liberty Hero, we may not be gonna get it yet.
I talked to him twice.
Have it?
There it is. Yeah, it's Smith Clocks is the name of it.
Yeah, that's been months.
Yeah, I'm assuming since that guy's not in a hurry, it must not be replaced too quickly.
Okay.
Clock's all I had really. You guys got anything?
No, I still get it about, I got to talk to Jeff about some of these, street signs and stuff. I know they're in the county, but eventually they gotta be replaced. It's,
The street signs, oh, cause you were
county,
waiting on
it's
him.
the county, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but he was waiting on, didn't he have to get like software update, something was wrong with the
Well,
computer?
it ain't working, but sometimes it's better to.
Jeff knows the answer to this question, I have a feeling.
I don't know anything.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay.
What's the latest on the 44?
Last I heard, through Matt Royce, who talked to the guy, was Monday it's supposed to be open. Have you heard anything?
I talked to him last Monday, he said, what, I'm gonna strike it Wednesday and it'll be opened up. Well, this is Friday and it's not open.
Okay, and it's still not sworn, right?
Jim Barnheiser said they never, wasn't there yesterday.
No,
Well, he's coming up on his penalties.
is it?
I think if he doesn't have it done by Monday, he starts getting hit with penalties. You know,
I got a call the other day that a semi had gone out past Ted Bostic's, got out, moved the barricades, ended up at the end of Snake Hill. So, yeah.
Well,
If
you
I
know-
get out there and I catch him, I said, what are you doing? He said, well, I didn't see any detour signs. I said, buddy, Stevie Wonder could have seen the detour signs.
yeah, they started at the county line.
So here's the kicker. I said, well, I'll block the road here. You back in here where Pasco used to live, turn around and I'll follow you out, but don't ever let me catch you out here again. He backed right in the grass. He couldn't back up, turn around. I said, how long you been driving a truck? 15 years. I said, get out of there. I turned it around and then we handed him a citation.
I did the same thing on our road.
I heard about
With
that.
NSK,
Me no
with
back
NSK.
or something like that.
Yeah, the guy said, me no back.
Yep.
I said, I can't.
Yep.
Get out of there.
And I, 53 footer with a conventional tractor and a sleeper and,
I'm gonna have to try that at the fire department, me no back.
yep,
That's what he said.
yep.
The bad part was, I went to, the next morning, I stopped at Shell. There was an employee there from NSK. I said, hey, you guys had a guy last night. Get him back. He said, oh, he's still out there. I said, we're not allowed to back his truck into the dock.
Yep,
We don't know how he ever get loaded.
yep.
Anybody else, anything else?
One, it's funny you mentioned my OCD. Every time I forget about the clock, I'm like, why is it ringing 6 minutes off? And then anyway, but every time I forget to ask. Anyway, the second thing, an important thing, I was seeing if you guys had an update from your
I
911
do.
director.
Yeah, Jenny, and she sent something, she said, I didn't get it, it doesn't matter. She's followed up then another day and said, did you not get my email from the 14th? I said, no. And I forwarded that to you too, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll just read it. They have their own dispatchers. Secondly, if they're in a spot where they have no coverage and I can't get out to their dispatcher, or they can't get out to their dispatcher, we run things for them. I do not run to responsibility for another agency and what they run. I already have enough to worry about when it comes to IDAX audit every year for our own officers. I spoke with my area IDAX liaison and they advised me it was up to me if I wanted to do it or not. He's the only one that asked this. I have our local Indiana conservation officers and our law enforcement texting page groups so they all see the calls that go out. With us being on 800 megahertz now as our primary, they can have our channels programmed into their radios and be able to talk to us, which they already do. We still monitor the VHF channel in case any units are trying to call us. So seeing that they can already run through things through theirs and they can get us when they can't get their dispatch, I see no reason to take on the responsibility that comes with a $30,000 penalty should we do something wrong. I guess that's what the penalty is for IMAX.
Just don't do anything wrong.
Yeah, and she said she actually had even a local officer who did run something that was not related to their job, and she had to fill out some sort of
It
paperwork.
was me.
I wasn't
That's all right. I'll own
gonna
up
rat
to
you
it.
out.
I'll own up to it. It's all right.
And they said basically,
Yep.
that don't let this happen again, you know? And so that's her answer. I don't know how you gentlemen feel about that answer. I do know the attorney had said too, you might clarify that penalty. He said, the only thing I see is that penalty. So I would say, if Indiana wants everybody to help everybody out, take away that $30,000 penalty. You know, I mean, that's scary for a county like this.
They've restricted the NCIC IDAX penalties, or they've enhanced them to a point, I guess.
Yes, she said they
Before-
added on to
Yeah,
it.
it's almost like we've painted ourselves into a corner with what we have to do. It's not right. This man can't get a hold of me, and he's begging for help or begging for his life. God forbid it ever happen.
Yeah.
And you'll see a side of me you do not want to see.
And then there's.
I can go to the wall for this guy, as far as our you know, mutual aid, and the same thing applies to anyone else for that matter.
Right,
All because of these things.
yeah. You're raising your hand. I thought you were raising your hand. I know Barry's not.
I mean, again, it's just, the purpose of the MOU is to present the legal authority for that connection to be there.
What does MOU stand for?
Method of understanding.
Memorandum of
Memorandum of
understanding.
understanding.
I mean, again, it's more for when the county needs me to respond to a county call, or there's a local call where it's relevant for the county officers and local officers to know what I know and vice versa. It's not to say, yes, most of the time I can go through my dispatch, but the point is that doesn't provide that information to you guys and vice versa.
It doesn't get it passed on down the line.
But if I understood that email right, your dispatch can talk to our dispatch.
Yes, I mean, they can
So there is a method of communication. It's just not from your car to this office.
Yes,
Okay. Then I don't see the need to go any farther with upsetting the apple cart. That's my opinion.
Mr. Barron, what we got?
Well,
Thoughts?
well, I was gonna ask the sheriff, cause I know you're pretty good. What do you think?
I think we jumped the gun on the 800s.
Okay. Have you talked to this lady yourself?
Oh, yeah.
And-
But on the 800, has that ship sailed, or is that history?
Oh, yeah.
Or is it, okay.
Yeah.
Good. We're not writing history, so.
No, we're not rewriting history, it's just we jumped the gun. There's a lady that came down and had a meeting with us last week, and, she said, I wish you guys would've called me first. But for $1.5 million, we could solve this problem by putting up a tower. You know, and again, it all centers around money, it seems to me.
It
But,
always is.
It always does.
But you know, it's whenever, it's like the other day on that semi out there. I had my 800 on and she was trying to do status check, I couldn't hear her. So Franklin come out to make sure I was all right.
So that 800 would get out on Snake Hill Road?
And well, there's places here at the edge of town by Mike Ribberger's that it won't get out.
So I mean, you're saying like, let's say he needed the county, so he called his dispatch. Her dispatch could call our dispatch and she put out, get down there. and
Yes,
help it.
and that's all right under normal
Yeah,
circumstances.
yeah. But I know there's that time we just gotta be quick.
I'm not sure what the answer is. I just wish we would have researched a little bit more before we went to the 800s of being able to have, you know, the same capabilities on our radios.
We've got one in the fire department radio room now just for monitoring.
Yeah.
Because we weren't hearing your side.
Right.
When you guys would show up at a car fire.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, you hear them say clear,
Yeah.
and it's just like, I have no idea what they're saying clear about. And it is an emergency situation, so you guys are out there in the middle of it, we don't wanna go, what'd they say?
Right. And I'm not saying the 800s are all bad. It's just that they're not all good either. They haven't been the saving grace we thought they would be.
Apparently, there's nothing that's perfect.
That's the problem. Yep. Yep.
What other dead areas are there?
They're all over the place.
Yeah.
There's some in College Corner, some up Philomath. And it's weird because I can be down to Egypt Hollow and they can hear just fine. I took a guy to Greensburg the other day, radio on the 800, I was heading back. It was like I'm sitting here talking to you. It's just weird.
Trying to make us think you're popular.
So, let me, I mean, like, if, I know once you went to a bar fight, am I right, in College Corner?
no, I was in, Heritage Hills,
Okay, a fight,
night fight,
but
night fight.
if he needed help real quick, could he get in touch with you, one of your deputies on duty?
Yes,
Okay.
the issue is like, if I were to find some suspect people I needed more information on, I could get that information from my dispatch in Bloomington, but Josh Neal or whoever's coming down the road doesn't hear that information.
Right.
Only Bloomington and me hear that information,
He
not.
He doesn't know what
corresponding
he's
officer.
walking into.
Whereas, since the county issue, like a county type call, if I could run it through county, then everyone responding would know,
Yeah.
okay, here's who it is, and they would hear like what's going on with that specific situation. That's the difference. But yeah, I can communicate with them directly, but I can't hear the information that gets given to me, and vice versa.
So again, there's no perfect world there.
That's all I
Thank you,
have.
Barry. Did you bring us anything to eat or anything? What do you say?
Question for Jeff. Is it possible to put these two notice to bidders on the website, Facebook page, or whatever the county has?
Sure.
I'm just trying to reach as many people as.
Well, since you went on that, I heard your little thing. Let me give you my cut on this, because I deal with it all the time too, just like Dennis does. Okay, so we're required, state statute requires us to advertise. Since the fall of the printed press, it's almost impossible to meet those requirements. The Liberty Herald comes out, you know, the review was the answer, because the review got delivered to everybody.
Right.
So if you had them run it in the review, you met the requirement, everybody got it whether they paid for it or not. Well, they did away with that. Now the Liberty Herald comes out, as you know, once in a while. Not everybody takes it.
Yeah,
I don't take it anymore.
300 and some prescription.
I-
The
I-
Connersville newspaper
It's real low.
doesn't come out every day anymore. I mean, nobody takes those. It's not, you're not meeting the intent anyway.
Right. I'm just physically trying, I'm not thinking you're talking about state regulations, I'm wondering how to get it in front of these guys.
Yeah, the county website, I can put it on there. I mean, you may or may not have people looking at it. It just,
I guess
the
you could
county
say we did.
website does not meet the state requirement. I can tell you that.
Well, instead, it's probably been 2 or 3 years ago, the state was talking about writing it to remove the printed part for situations such as Union County. I don't know how many of those are.
There's a lot.
And I think they did not do it because you had a few that were like, oh, it's once a week there in Union County, it's every other day.
I'll tell you what I think I could do. I think I could sit down and come up with a list of names and physically call what I think are potential bidders and say,
It's coming up.
I don't think it'd take me an hour.
That's the thing, we don't have to
Get
advertise
the phone numbers and connect them.
I would say, the years that you and I have done it, I
Just
think
on
we've
the,
done it twice
paper.
now.
This will be the third.
Third, right. I think there's maybe been 6 bidders. Does that sound about right to you? I think that's right.
But there's potential, things change.
Right,
I don't say
right.
it's in the same six.
No, I was just thinking, even if it's changed a little bit, okay, that's at 4, that's 10 phone calls.
I bet I could come up with over a dozen people I would hope would be there.
Well, you're more than welcome.
Okay, I'll work on it. Okay.
I'll call the clock guy and email Dana.
Making motion to adjourn the meeting and pay the bills.
You got him trained good, don't you?